Hey everyone, welcome back to some Magic the Gathering Forgotten Realms drafts. Been a little while, but it's alright. We just continue on. We have, something that's, I'm not sure if I brought this up last time, but a lot of people have been hating on blue, which means blue, while I do agree it's one of the worst colors, if it's open, the open color is always the best color. Blue is not that bad, so we're going to be drafting using the knowledge I have. Gosh, it's been a little while. I feel like I'm going to make a mistake just based on that alone. But at least I know the meta. I didn't know the meta for Amonkhet, so... Well, we get old Gnawbone. You get to 7 mana, you have a 7 mana 7/7 with flying. That's often good enough. The only thing close is Power Word Kill. Here's something on Watch is pretty nice. Yep, so I think it's Gnawbone. Like, I don't think that's a question. Owlbear. All the green cards in this pack are really good. So I think we're going to be fighting for green a little bit. But, and if I take the Power Word Kill, black basically has very little. But I think people are going to try to fight for black more often. Like, this is amazing green cards, and the rest of the pack, the rest of the colors are just kind of eh. There's a Charm Sleep. I do believe I'm going to get a pick 9 Charm Sleep. I'm just going to call that now. Because people really disrespect blue. Like, that much. Also, it's like, they're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, something like that. And then I'll have Ambush, Charm Sleep, Find Villain's Lair. Alright. Zalto, 5 mana, 7/3. So 3 health on 5 mana is the main problem with that card. We have a blue dragon. So that's another big late game dragon. We have Curdle of Baldur's Gate, which this card will win you games. So, like, this card wins games, this card wins games, this card sometimes wins games. Like, oof. So I'm just trying to figure out if I want Krydle or Blue Dragon. Also note, okay, hold up. They chose a common. I just want to be clear. They chose a common over all of these uncommons. Like, surely one of these uncommons is a bomb. Surely one of these uncommons is a bomb. Do I want another Blue Dragon, or do I want Krydle? I think I'm going to go Blue Dragon first, because it's a single color versus multicolor. But, like, all of these cards are good. I could see me picking all of them, like, without issue. Alright. Purple Worm. Just, you know, make sure our top end, so we could... So it looks like we're going to be, like, blue-green ramp is just being offered to us. We also have a Ginny Windseer that might actually make it around, a Cedric Apprentice that might make it around. Spellbook I don't really care for. I've learned not to like Spellbook. It always gets cut. It's not a bad... I don't think this is a bad card, but always ends up being cut. Because you can only activate as a sorcery. And a lot of the good cards you want to bring back are instant speed. Alright. Well, Purple Worm is the obvious pick. We now have, like, if we could get to the late game, we blow them up. Which means that we could get Clever Conjurers and not really... And, like, that will be pretty easy to grab. Whew. Barrowin. Bar the Gate. Clever Conjurer. Was literally bringing that up just a second ago. So here's the question. Do we want to just start committing to Simic Ramp and grab Clever Conjurer? Or do we want to still keep ourselves open, grab Barrowin or Dungeon? Okay, Dungeon Map is a ramp, and it is a card that can do more later on. I think that's what I'm going to choose. Honestly, we could go blue-black, like splash blue, or we could do green-black splash in blue, or like stuff like that, so I don't think this Faneblade's too bad of an option. But I think Dungeon Map is ramp, and it has late-game potential as well. Clever Conjurer is not a bad decision, but I think this is actually... I could actually get this, like, pick 15, because people hate blue that much. Alright. Minimus Containment is the best card, but I think... A pick 5 Minimus Containment is a signal. So in case you're wondering, everyone's talking about a nice little display Suicune got about Final Fantasy XIV and Y'shtola the White Mage, which is apparently a really cool looking person. I did not see the display myself, but whew. Like, this is one of the best removal in the format versus a 3-drop that works for this deck. Again, I think we're going to be getting, if we don't get Clever Conjurer, I think we might get Neverwinter Dryad. Like, I think I'm going to hold up the possibility for white for now. Alright, Find the Path normally would be a bad card, but look at what we can ramp into. Eye of Vecna is card draw, but also is a lot of life loss, which actually is pretty expensive in this format. Hoarding Ogre is more ramp, and just like fits into our curve, like helps us curve into our stuff. Again, I'm not sure we can do these colors, but I don't want to like just say I can't be this color because X. But white is looking very open. I'm going to pick white because white is looking very open, and this is removal. We literally have 2 removal from white. Ooh, we could just be green-white ramp. So that is a possibility. The blue dragon doesn't need to go in our deck. Faraday, I actually very much dislike Faraday. 50 Feet of Rope is a possible like mana sink, but I think we have enough mana sinks. So I'm going to pick the Shortcut Seeker, because a 4-mana 2/5 is just a really good body. It just sits there, holds off the board, and then if they're not doing anything, it gets to venture. So I'm actually going to pick the Shortcut Seeker here. I think, yeah, these are the 3 colors we're kind of looking at. Which leaves red and black very open. Actually, that's a cool feat. That leaves red and black very open for my opponents, so that they can more likely pick those. So that way I get my side more free. Alright, I'm going to get a second blue dragon, because that will basically commit our late game, take care of it all. With old Gnawbone, 2 blue dragons, and a purple worm, we literally can have 0. We are done with late game, everyone. We are done with late game. Alright, and like I said, Charm Sleep. People hate blue, so I get my Charm Sleep rotated back, and the You Find a Villain's Lair. Both green are gone, so we might have trouble getting the other green cards. I'm wondering if Portable Hole, if we don't get any more green, should I just go blue-white? That is actually a question I have to consider. But right now, we're grabbing the Charmed Sleep. We are blue. Criddle made it back. Ooh. So, this is a deck where you see a guard approach is a lot better, but no one picked Criddle. I don't think black is open, but can we splash black for Criddle? It will allow us to get Gnawbone through. It will allow us to get... Yeah. The thing is, I don't want to splash every single color, but I think you see a guard approach is going to come back around every single time, so... Yeah. Clever Conjurer helps us ramp. Knew that we would... Like, that's the thing. I just picked blue, and I know every good card in blue is coming back around. I have 2 blue dragons already. Like... Whew. Yeah, I think our deck actually would want the bounce spell more than... I mean, that is a 2-drop. Hand of Vecna. Alright. So originally, I'd be like, oh, we're not going to get the Vecna combo. I was watching people play this. This just ends up being, I attack with +3/+3, because I just left the lands in my hand. Hand of Vecna is way better than I've expected it to be, from watching other people play. In addition, we'll probably get our Ray of Frost, because people are crazy. If we don't, we have a Scaled Herbalist. Green is not really open in this pack. Yeah, this pack isn't very good. We basically have Hand of Vecna and Ray of Frost, and I have a feeling people are going to leave the Ray of Frost because it's blue. Froghemoth, or Plate Armor. I think we go with the Froghemoth. It can heal. It is leading into our... We are a late game explosive power deck. A Contact Other Plane will be great. A Clever Conjurer could be great. The Spike Pit Trap could be great. Yeah. The problem is, we have some really good green cards, but all of the green cards are double green, so I have to commit. Alright. Trickster's Talisman, Underdark Basilisk, or... So the Trickster's Talisman might make it back around, but then if I mix it back around, I probably want to Contact Other Plane. Our 3-drops are pretty heavily decided on. So that kind of is a point against Drexler's Talisman, because sometimes you just play it and equip it on the same turn. At the same time, like, gain a second Froghemoth, gain a second of any of the... I don't need a second one of those. I'm going to just draw another big body. I'm going to pick the Underdark Basilisk, I think. Yeah. Intrepid Outlander, just a 2-mana, 2/3, good stats. Nothing really good in blue, nothing good enough in white. Neverwinter Dread might make it back around. Surprised that this green card is still making it around. So I know the people to this side are fighting for black-red. And as long as I let them fight for black-red, it's good for me. So... Hero Adventures, Aberrant Mind Sorcerer, Pixie Guide, Owlbear. So here's the problem. If I go Owlbear, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like this isn't going to make it. Like that's already not going to make it. Owlbear is just pushing even further into that's not going to make it territory. So I'm like considering the Pixie Guide or the Secret Door, the Pixie Guide just because of that. As for spells, there's not really spells worth taking otherwise. I'm going to pick the Owlbear here, but like... We are done with big, expensive bodies. We are grabbing cards that help ramp us to big, expensive bodies whenever possible. I'm probably going to get rid of this dungeon map. I mean, dungeon maps ramp. Dungeon maps ramp. But yeah, Clever Conjurer. So 3-drops that ramp into 5-drops are exactly what I want in this deck. Alright. Yep. Might get some Pixie Guides back around. Alright. Be careful about my mana curve, because we have we're going to get all the 3-drops we need. Blue is very heavy on 3-drops. We're going to get all that we need. So it's just a question of Boulette or Arcane Investigator. I'm just going to make sure I have enough 2-drops. Oof. As I said, a 3-drop that then makes a, that gets us to a 5-drop is where we want to be. To the point where we can actually start removing our 4-drops on the assumption we'll make it. I almost want to take Mimic. I'll take the Iron Golem, but it's close. I feel like neither of these cards are going to make it through. Ooh, but yeah, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like premium late game cards. So it's just... Let's make it through to the early. Let's make it through the early game. Contact Other Plane is nice. This is basically a late game card as far as I care. This is I didn't draw the right cards I needed. Probably better than Shortcut Seeker. I'm gonna pick the Find the Path, but I think this might actually be the mistake. Neverwinter Dryad. Yeah, I think the Find the Paths are getting ripped first. Because they're just, like, venture once. So it's basically scry 1 and gain a mana. Which, not bad, but not what I'm looking for. Is there any spells? Yeah, do I even have spells for that? Instance 1. Alright. Gretchen Twitch Willow. Oh my gosh. That's... I mean, it's a 2-mana 0/4. This is a really good pack, but I think blue-green is just, like, on the menu and then some. Like, we have all our playables. We just need to worry about curve now. And this is actually perfect for our curve because it's a 2-drop. Like, it's a mana sink. It's a hold off the enemy. It's a lot of things that I like to see right now. The only other option is, like, Portable Hole, but I'm not, like, unless I get, like, a mana sort of effect, that's not really an option for me. White just getting some good stuff. If I do Splash, white is not a bad color to splash. Wizard class is slow. It's good, but it's slow, and I already have the big themes that I would want for it. It's another big body. So... I have 2 Neverwinter Dryads. I don't see myself playing more than 2 Neverwinter Dryads. And I don't need more. I don't need a 6-drop in this whole thing, you know? So I'm going to grab the Piece of Ancient Lore just on the potentiality that we could splash in white. Alright, so here's the question. Second dungeon map for all the sync, or Evolving Wilds to potentially splash in white? Therein lies the question. Yeah, we have enough 3-drops, and the 3-drops help us ramp to our 5-drops very often. Yeah, I think we have enough 3-drops. So, 1, 2, 3, plus I could get my Find the Paths if I really need more. So I have those options taken care of. Let's just get a Tyromorphic Expanse. Alright. Farewell Trickster, but I don't have any... I have like 2 roll dice. Yeah, 2 roll dice. I'd rather grab the Prosperous Innkeeper. It's ramp. It's another owlbear. Innkeeper keeps us alive, generates a treasure token, and that the treasure token makes it easier to splash in white if we want to do that. The owlbear is amazing, though. We cannot deny that owlbear is amazing, though. People are going to disagree with this pick. I couldn't bring myself to it. Spoils of the Hunt is removal. Pick the removal. There was an Arcane Conjurer and stuff. We have too many good cards right now, and we're trying to figure out... We're just trying to figure out our curve now, because we have so many good cards. Null Hunter's just a 2-mana 2/2, and then if I get in the late game, it has the scaling will actually work with all the big creatures. So, I'm good with that. I do like having one Cursed Idol, so I could destroy artifacts or enchantments that give us an issue. I still don't 100% understand card cost. I used to think it was just a number shown at the color of the top, but some cards show 2 of the same. So it needs to be specifically 2 forests, and then 3 of any color. This is 2 islands, and then 5 of any color. This is why it's important to splash. So, like, this one is specifically a blue and a green. So, it's a little more precise at its costs. The higher the precision of the cost, the harder it is to, splash it in. Alright. I mean, given my curve, I'll pick the Moon Druid. I'll slot the Moon Druid into our sideboard. But, like, I don't think we need 3-drops. If I do, I need more. Yep. That makes sense. Yeah, we have too many playables, I feel like. Don't really want anything. I'll grab the Hama, I guess, because it's uncommon. I'll grab the Neverwinter Dryad in case I want a 3rd one. Grab the Bluette just in case. You see a Guard Approach, I would like to play one of those. The Hexproof protects my massive bombs. Leather Armor might be played. And that's it for us. And we have to cut out 3 cards currently. Or no, 2 cards. Okay. Iron Golem goes. Whew. I will note we don't have too much removal. We have like 2 removal. But we have just such big, scary bombs. I'm not sure it matters. Alright. So look at this deck. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 2-drops. Some good utility. Only 2 kill spells, but Hand of Vecna plus all of these bombs. Yeah, we'll try it. I might rip out a blue dragon or something like that, but like ramp to 3. Yeah, this could ramp us to 3. This could ramp us to... So this could ramp us straight from 1 to... Like, from 2 to 4, which could get us a Ginny Windseer. This could ramp us from 3 to 5, which gets us Owlbear, Froghemoth. I think I actually want to look at my 4 and 5s a bit more. Is there any one that's so worth? Just the Bluette. We'll go with this for now. I definitely like the Clever Conjurers because they can tap to turn into mana ramp. And they also could, like, untap Dungeon Map to venture more, if I really wanted to do that. Yeah, they have abilities. They have abilities. I could attack with Froghemoth, untap it to give myself big blockers. Yeah. I'm going to stick with this deck. This is just flat Simic ramp. We got all the late game right off the bat. Let's see how it fares. I'm a little nervous because this is a very tempo-oriented format. Honestly, Gretchen Twitch Willow is like the worst card in this because we don't have all the instants and sorceries to keep up the mana. Alright. We have Intrepid Outlander, Knoll Hunter, Prosperous Innkeeper, and if we draw the lands, we can, like, turn 2 Intrepid, turn 3 Prosperous and land, turn 4 land, treasure token to Froghemoth. And attack with Intrepid, giving us the Venture, attack with, and yeah, we have Thieves. Now we don't even need the Prosperous Innkeeper. We can just... Alright. So now I have a 2-mana reach. Now I could play the Clever Conjurer. And the Clever Conjurer should be enough. Alright. No blocks here. Alright. So now I could play Froghemoth next turn. And venture with the Intrepid Outlander. They do have a lot of power with the Ranger's Hawk play, but they also have low tempo because of that. Alright. If they attack with the Ranger's Hawk, perfect. Now I get a Venture. I'm good on lands for now. They don't have anything in their grave for me to pressure, but that's fine. I now get Prosperous Innkeeper to Knoll Hunter. I get a attack with a Froghemoth and Intrepid Outlander, then untap them. Alright, so they containment that. I'm kind of okay. I'm kind of okay with that. Alright. No. Let's sacrifice this treasure for it. Gaining myself a little life. We did allow ourselves to go pretty darn low on health. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't want either of these. Throwing a lot of lands to the bottom. Alright, we have a Usia Guard approach if they want to do like some sort of kill shot on us. I just realized they got pretty mana ruined, so we can take advantage of that. Alright, them equipping the Vampire Spawn and attacking... Oh! Now I just block the Ranger Hawk with my Jenny Windseer. Yep. Perfectly happy with this trade. Forsworn Paladin. Okay. Not nearly as threatening as I think they thought it was. Alright. Now I could attack with these three. Trigger the effect. Alright. We gained a bit of life. They can equip the Reaper's Talisman to Vampire Spawn. I will have to double block. Oh, they equip it to Forsworn. I'm not even... Oh, it has Menace, but they can't pump its damage, so... Like, hold up. You have to pay 3 to pump its damage. So... Let's just block like this, maybe? Alright, hold up. 1, 2, 3. Yep. They only kill 1. Alright. Alright, so they're going to Devour Intellect to make me discard a card. So let's just tap down their Vampire Spawn now. So I can attack with these 3. It will eventually allow me to create a 1/1 goblin. That's good. And then I can tap. I can get out dungeon map, and I can sack for Gretchen Twillow effect if I want. Yep. 1/1 red goblin. Definitely allowed them to get a little more pressure than I wish I did, but sure, it'll be fine. I can trigger Gretchen if I really feel the need to. Yeah, that Reaper's Talisman is a very threatening card, especially when I don't have all the pieces together, you know? Alright. They attack, as they should. I block with a goblin. Alright. I think I'm going to trigger Gretchen's ability now. If I get Artifact Destruction thing, I would want that. What does that Reaper thing do? As long as they attack alone, it also causes me to lose 2 life, and that bonus ability is the effect that's getting me killed right now. Alright. So I could venture into the dungeon. Ooh. Got it. Put +1/+1 counter target creature. Putting it on the Intrepid Outlander. So now I only have to attack with these 2 to trigger pack tactics. Get myself a card draw. Alright. So I could untap Clever Conjurer. I can tap Clever Conjurer to untap something. How do I want to do this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have all the mana I need. I just need to figure out how I want to do this. I can't let them deal damage to me, basically, which is an issue. I think at this point, I finished my dungeon. I'm going to untap my Intrepid Outlander. So if they attack with a Vampire Spawn, I can block there. I could have also untapped Gretchen, but I think that is a dangerous play. Alright. So I can't stop this damage. Actually not worth it, now that I think about it. Alright, so I need to find something to help me out of this situation. Oh, and they just enter... Alright, so they pressured... So if they went to Tomb of Annihilation, I was just dead there. Hmm. 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, I attack with both. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Clever Conjurer gives me Blue Dragon, but then they just kill me. So this gains me 1 life. I'm not sure if they realize the difference or the matter of it. Okay. So now I just hope that they don't realize, because... Okay, hold up. If I pay 4 to draw a card, and I get Charm Sleep, I can untap, and... So I'm playing to my outs. So if I pay 4, I get Charm Sleep or Spoils of the Hunt. I could untap with Clever Conjurer and Spoils the Vampire Spawn. So that is my out. And just to make sure, it's just 1 it attacks. Alright. Did not make it. But I had 2 outs in my deck that I was able to identify and play to. Okay, never mind. Alright, so they went more aggressive than I was prepared for, and I did not respect their aggression. That was my fault. I didn't believe in the heart of cards enough. I played to the heart of the cards. Okay? That Reaper's Talisman was a little bad. Oh, I even had I even had you see, you find the idol. Like, I had several answers. Like, let me show you. Let me show you what I was playing to. I just realized, because I had several answers. I played to the heart of the cards. So, I had Spoils of the Hunt, I had Charmed Sleep, and I had You Find a Cursed Idol. I had 3 different outs I was playing to with that. If You See a Guard Approach was still in my deck, that was also an out. Like, I played to my outs. They were aggro, and that was the thing. I didn't identify that they were aggro until it was too late. That was my issue. Yeah, I didn't, because the thing is, even though they were aggro, they missed turn, turn 3 was just equipping an item. If I had a removal for that, like, there was a lot of things that I wouldn't identify it as aggro. Of course, it turns out I was wrong, but yes. So I may not have a 2-drop, but I am going first, and I have a ramp into a 5-drop, basically. So, I think this is worth the keep. Alright. Froghemoth gets to eat the land to give me... Yep. So, for each non-creature I only gain life. I don't make it bigger, but that's fine. Then I have a Ginny Windseer after that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Glad to have you back, Weebish. Glad to have you back. Alright. Whoa, Scry 1. Are we facing another... I think we're facing another aggro deck. Because if they're playing Silver Raven, that just tells me aggro. That tells me they're very aggressive. Either that, or they specifically got Black Staff of Waterdeep, and I'm in for some trouble. Alright. Maybe he just likes Ravens? Entirely possible. Entirely possible. Alright. So they only have a land in the grave, so I'm actually going to get the Owlbear with this. There we are. Alright, so they're 3-color. Whew. Alright, so Wizard class is going to be an issue if I dirtle around too long, so I do need to start applying pressure. Which, we actually have a perfect way of applying pressure. I think. Let's say they have their mana tapped, so... Yeah, I'm gonna just go for it. They can't kill any of my creatures, I can't block any of theirs. Let's go for it. Threatening 10 damage. They didn't even block the Clever Conjurer. I'm surprised they didn't even block the Clever Conjurer. Alright. If I draw a... Oh my gosh. If I draw a land, I could untap it, play Old Nogbone, get 8 treasure tokens if they don't block. Alright. I really want to land here. I really want to land here. If not, I could still Ginny Windseer and tap this to Underdark Basilisk. So, I'll be fine. So they venture. So they get a Scry 1. And then I'm going to put them in a tough situation. Okay, I think I'm going to attack with all first, actually. Alright, that's actually good for me, because that pixie guy now dies. And I think that goes in the grave. Yep, perfect. Now I'm even bigger and scarier. Now I have a Windseeker to block their airborne pressure. That's okay. Is it a land? It is not a land. We're throwing it back. There we go. For question of the day, I'd say Ender Lilies if you're interested in a challenging Metroidvania. Good to know. Alright, so we got Ender Lilies, and I believe the other one was 30XX. So, yeah, I can look that up in just a bit. But, yeah, Ender Lilies, I think 30XX was the other. Ooh, Magic Missile. Well, I'm glad that ate it. Axiom Verge 2 is amazing as well. They went to Dungeon of the Mad Mage, so I don't really respect their decisions too badly. Yep. Alright, so while we got the land so we can play Gnawbone, we're just going to kill them this turn. There we are. Oh, Axiom Verge 2 is also a game that just came out. Ooh, that's a good one. I'll keep that in mind. Well, that means I need to put Axiom Verge on my list. Keep these in mind. Ender Lilies, Axiom Verge, 30XX. We have options. We have options. Alright. But yeah, my deck seems fine. I just didn't recognize the other opponent as aggro and allowed him to deal damage that I thought I could recover from. I did not, in fact, recover from it. Should have played a lot more defensive against that first opponent. Good to know. Alright. So I do that for Forest. Null Hunter. Then if I draw a land, I can Neverwinter Dryad. If I don't draw a land, I'm dead in the water. But all I need is one land, and this hand becomes very good. So, I'm go for it. Alright, we have Hyper Aggro. Yeah, if you're playing Goblin Javelineer, you are an aggro deck through and through. And if I get Mana Ruined, that's going to suck. Do I block Javelineer? I don't think so. I think they're going to have another drop that I need to block more than Javelineer. This could just be a guy who played the cards that he got and nothing more. Alright. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to block the Javelineer. In response to blocking, I'm then going to sacrifice it and get myself the Forest so I can get to Ginny wins here. Yep. So, these two cards say they don't go with Javelineer. I think this is a guy who just played with the cards they had. Awesome. I could hand a Vecna. I'll do that another turn, I think. I think right now, let's get a creature with enough power. If I had one more card, Hand of Vecna would have triggered Null Hunter, so I think that would have been worth. Don't need that right now. We're applying pressure as fast as they are, if not faster. They have not missed the land drop. We expect that they're going to have some late game, so we're not going to worry too much about this Orb of Dragonkind. What 1 mana spell could they use to pump their Javelineer? Kick in the door. There it is. Yeah, this is really weird, because these two cards say control, this card says aggro, and it's not even a respectable aggro. So I could use the Guard approach to actually kill this using Ginny Windseer. I'm not sure if that even matters, though. My tempo is much stronger than theirs. And I think we just go tempo. Alright. Okay, so I can pay 3 life. So if I pay 3 life, I can play the Neverwinter Dryad and have the UC Guard approach ready. I don't think that's worth it. We are now the aggressor. And they're like dead next turn. And we have 16 health. They have 2 creatures to answer. I can literally just equip this over to Ginny Windseeker next turn. You see a guard approach to protect it from whatever they're doing. And then... Alright, so they Faraday's Fireball that one, because they have to. That's why I would have paid to life for this, but I think this is fine. Wait, hold up. I think if I Charm Sleep, I have Lethal. So, if I Charm Sleep... Yep. Thank you, Hand of Vecna. So, I know when people said Hand of Vecna is better than you think, I knew it would win me 1 game. I didn't know it would be that demolishing with so little, like, just, I have a creature in play. Okay. Yep, Hand of Vecna's good. Hand of Vecna's good. Alright. One land. Nah, man. 1 land, 2 blue dragons. I hope they mulligan as well. Makes me feel better, but nonetheless, mulligan is always better in this position. Perfect hand. Black Panther. Interesting. There we go. Well, which late game do we not want right now? I think the answer is Blue Dragon. Nodbone is just a stronger body. Purple Worm is... could be cheaper if I find the right opening for it. So, this could be a 5-drop. This is the 7-drop that wins us the game and then gets to our other 7-drops. This is just a good 7-drop. So, Blue Dragon, we'll see you later. And we have a 2-drop. So we'll even keep them off pressure. Or kind of off pressure. Oof. Oh god. When I said kind of off pressure, kinda. How many big bodies do you want? Yes, I actually took out a big body or 2. Oh god. Remember I said Hand of Vecna's good. Yep. That is the correct play. So they're close to triggering Battlecry Goblin and starting to swarm us out. So this was an amazing curve from my opponent, okay? Like, whatever happens, that was an amazing curve from my opponent. I need specifically Underdark Basilisk now. I need specifically Underdark Basilisk to it. So here's the thing, it's only when I attack. It's combat on your turn until end of turn. So if I equip this, I can swing crack back for 4, and then I get moitered. So I'm leave the hand city there for a little bit. So this is where everything goes to hell, because now they get pack tactics. Block there so they can't pump. Alright. I think I am going to contact other plane, because if I can get, I want to get 2 specific cards. This game, wow, a game you were playing had a 3 gig content update less than 3 weeks after launch. That's impressive. Yes, that is. Alright, well the more cards they foolishly play now, I was going to say the smaller Battlecry Goblin becomes. Let's look at what we have to deal with. Alright, I have a Dryad that can block into a Forest. So let's see. That Dryad, I can play land, sack. Let's see, that'll be at 6. I think this is a play, even though I don't like the play. Alright. So we're taking 6 this turn. I think I just have to block the Battlecry Goblin now. I don't like it. But we need to do what we can to not die. Because we're dead. They had amazing pressure, first off. Let's just be clear. They had absolute... Shambling Geist, Battlecry Goblin, Hand of Vecna. Into second Battlecry Goblin? Yeah, they had insane pressure. So if either of the 4 attack minions hit us, we're dead. If they literally didn't play that Battlecry Goblin, they would have won the game that turn. Yeah. I'm not even blaming these 7 drops, these 3 7 drops in our hand. Like, they just had double... They had Shambling Geist, Battlecry Goblin, Hand of Vecna. If you can't stop that, GG's. I did not draw a way to stop it in time. Okay? Look at all those goblins. Look at all those goblins. Yeah, that was just them having insane pressure. So we know our weakness is aggro. We knew that from the beginning. That our weakness was aggro. But, like, I think this is still the correct... Maybe we take out a blue dragon for... But, like, what do we put in? A Shortcut Seeker? Like, I don't think we need... Like, we have enough 2-drops. Moon Druid? 3rd Dryad? You know what? Let's do that. 1 blue dragon out. And let's put a 3rd Dryad in. Yeah, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We basically have 6 big bodies, plus Hand of Vecna. So 3 Dryads, so we basically have a 1-drop if we don't run into our 2-drops. And those 1-drops get us to our 7-drops, so... Maybe put Circle of the Moon Druid instead. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to put the Moon Druid instead, because we actually have 2 Pack Tactics, and 2/4 is a good enough body. And whenever Winter Dryad is always a sack trigger, not really a... It's really just stop a little bit of damage, then sack trigger. Alright, I'm going to hop off here. Good night, peeps. Good night, Suicune. Thanks for stopping by. So we're doing that because we got aggroed out twice in a row, so that might help. But, like, at the same time, I just think that was because that one got Insane Curve, the last one I didn't identify fast enough. Alright. Forest. I like this hand. We have Clever Conjure, we have 2 kill shots. And, like, Conjure actually gets us to Windseer. And we went first, and they had to mulligan, so... I'm going to use this now, since we have a Charmed Sleep. And if we draw a 2-drop, I want to be able to play it. And with the 2 Dryads, green is going to be abundant, so we grab blue here. Alright. If we draw a land, here, I'm going to go Moon Druid first. Now I'm going to go Clever Conjure, because if we don't draw a land, I want to be able to Ginny Windseer. Alright, we drew the land. So they are going to put pressure on us. I think we still... Yeah. That might be a bad keep on my part. Just going to be flat out. That might be a bad keep. But, like, if they attack with Bugbear, I block with Ginny. And then my Froghemoth gets to become bigger off the bat. I think it becomes worth it in the end. I'll take it. I'll take it. So they do have to double block, or they have to have Burning Hand specifically, or Dragon's Fire with a dragon, you know? Like, there's a lot of things they have. Otherwise, this trades, this deals the 2 damage, eats their Bugbear. Like, that eats their graveyard. Like, as far as I care, that was a 2-for-1. Alright. I get Moon Druid, Underdark Basilisk. I have 2 blockers for Soul Knife Spy. There we are. If they play a bigger... So I can block the Soul Knife Spy with Moon Druid. Then I have an Underdark Basilisk to Spoils of the Hunt, a bigger threat. And then I have a Charming Sleep as another threat. Like, I have 2 kill spells. I have the board. I have a Hand of Vecna coming soon. I'm in a good spot. Shocking Grasp would be a very bad card to run into right now. But I think... be alright. Alright, so they Charm Sleep there. So if I block, they still get the card draw. So I'm actually just not going to block. Now I have a Charm Sleep. I have solutions. Let's get rid of that thing. Spoils of the Hunt still has 4 power with Circle of the Moon Druid. They're not removing that one. Alright. I do want to play Hand of Vecna, but then I'm just going to be leaving it up, and I'm going to be... No, I'm just going to Spoils of the Hunt now, so I don't have to worry about that later. Because if they have, you see a guard approach, I don't want to face that. Well, I'm thinking about paying 1 life to just equip that now, but just against it for now. I have a Charm Sleep for their next big threat. There we go. And now this is basically a +2 mace, with the equip cost being 2 and the cost being 3 instead of 2. Like, a better stat ratio for its equip costs. I'm going to attack with just this one, because I know they could have hasters, and I don't want to get too low on health. Like if they get a blue dragon or something like that. That's a decision. There we are. We have lethal next turn, and we have a Charm Sleep to help get it through. Oh, they had a dragon in play. Yep. Hand of Vecna doing its job, being a good card. We can't... Yeah, ramp decks always, like... The idea is they get the big creature early so they can tempo the opponent out, so... I think that was the correct way of doing it. And the Moon Druid really did work in a way that Blue Dragon just would not have done in time. So I think the Moon Druid was a correct decision on my part. Alright. So we get Evolving Wilds tapped for a green for the Purple Worm. Then we play Gretchen, or Underdark Basilisk, depending on their play. I'm thinking I might grab blue instead because... Considered it. Alright. So their color combination, I'd rather have Twitch Willow for in case of hulking bugbear to stop the attack. So Suicune had to go. Weebish had to go. Thank you both so much for watching. Have wonderful days, everyone. Droid giving them their happy goodbyes. Alright. Play Moon Druid. Alright. We really need that 4th land. We started with 3 lands and drew only non-lands. The 4th land will allow us to contact, which will allow us to get to our 5th land pretty easily, which will get us to Froghemoth, which will get us to Purple Worm, which will get us to Blue Dragon. Like, if I could just get that 4th land, we are solid. We had 4 draws at it, and we got 3 big bodies instead. Did we go first? No, they went first. You could tell by the difference in mana, because we haven't missed a land drop yet. They're gonna... Oh, they have a sack outlet for it. I'm like, why would they... I'm okay if they want Dragon's Fire instead of killing my Circle of the Moon Druid to kill my Gretchen and keep my circle around. But yeah, they're going to Deadly Dispute here. Yep. So we're facing the Black-Red Sacrifice deck, which is the hardest deck to face. Alright. But they already used the Price of Loyalty now. And we did get Mana Ruined, so that's unfortunate on 2 fronts. I probably should have just sacrificed on my turn to prevent Zombie Ogre's triggers. We're already at 14 health. Just because of that 1 hit. So here's the idea. I want to sacrifice it after the end step begins. Alright. So if Gretchen's going to die, I might as well kill Neverwinter as well. Get myself my forest that I was looking for. Alright. I could contact other plane, worst case. So we're behind, but we have ways to get ahead. So here's the thing, if I get Froghemoth and they double block to stop the Outlander, one of them dies, which gets me to trigger there. Otherwise, they kill the Froghemoth, Intrepid Outlander is still around. And they go with treasure tokens, because they have that option. Alright. I think I have to contact other plane on my turn to try to get that land drop. Alright, well, we got the land drop. Okay. Underdark Basilisk, Cursed Idol does take out some things. They are ramping, though, in a way I don't like. Alright, well, they have to spend a combat trick now, which is a positive for me. Alright, so they Deadly Disputed their own creature. So they were going to get that anyways. That feels better. That makes me feel better. I'm going to get 3 life gain when I attack with Froghemoth. If they go for Fungal Caverns, then I don't. But then I could just play... Alright. So here's the question. Do I Froghemoth, just attack with Froghemoth? Or do I attack with Outlander as well to scry? I think I leave the Outlander up. I think trading Outlander is perfectly fine at this point. If they have the Act of Treason, if they have the Price of Loyalty, I'm already dead. If I wait till next, I could Underdark Basilisk, but then the Cursed Idol does nothing. And yeah, I think leaving the Outlander up is going to save me more life than it's going to lose me. So all right, 1 creature, then 1, 2, 3. So I gain 3 life off of attacking with Froghemoth while making a 5/5. Next turn I could blue Next turn I could still blue dragon to slow down their pressure. Yep, that's how you want to do it. Alright, so the very least... So it looks like the Gelatinous Cube is unfortunately going to eat my creature. But I can slow them down here. -3. -2. -1. Did that a little off, but it's okay. And again, if they have a steal, the game's already over, so gotta play as if they don't. Blue Dragon is going to be my win condition in 4 turns. That's the plan, because they might have another Price of Loyalty eventually. Gelatinous Cube is eating my Froghemoth. There's nothing I can do about that. No sneaky reach. Alright. I have a guard approach for the steal. And if they are smart enough to just Valor Senior to buff the creatures that I can't block, I can tap down the Gelatinous Cube or something of that nature. And they instead give their creatures Menace. So I can only block 1. Darn it. So if I mean, then they just got the Baleful Beholder. There was nothing I could do about this. Alright, so I could tap the 4/3, but that doesn't actually solve the issue. Because now they just attack with all. And I die. Do they realize that if they attack with all, I die? Yeah. Getting Menace at the end there, like, that was just the last bit of pressure that I couldn't handle. I was readying a counter-lethal, but unfortunately they got those cards. So it seems like was it that my deck was bad? Was it that my deck was bad? Maybe Froghemoth didn't synergize. Gretchen definitely didn't do anything. She was a 2-mana 0/4. Tempo was definitely the name of the game. Every single person who beat me was pretty aggressive. I will say that the Goblin deck, they didn't realize they had lethal. They did not realize they had lethal. A little late. Alright. So I think the correct answer here is actually to attack with a purple worm. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 gets through. The purple worm swings in. They have to double block to kill it, which only puts me in a better position. And if they don't block at all because they think they have lethal, yep. Alright. So that tells me they think they have lethal, so I'm just going to do this to gain myself 1 life. That is literally the point of this play. To make it just a little harder for them to actually make it. And now my blue dragon threatens lethal right back. They did not see their victory. Alright, 50 feet of rope does not stop blue dragon. They draw... So they miss lethal last turn, and I'm actually win... It looks like I can win this turn. Because as long as Blue Dragon lives, and they don't have a second Price of Loyalty, I'm good. They did draw through half their deck, so I don't know how many Price of Loyalties they may have gotten. But if they didn't get it... We made it. If they didn't get it, we made it. Oh my gosh. So in case you're wondering, they had lethal on board. They had lethal on board. I was tapped down on mana. They just didn't realize it. They just didn't realize it. By the way, I was happy with 3 wins, but this is an extra 400 gems and a pack. Like, this is very much happy. Next win, I'm getting plus gems from all this endeavor. Like, is Menace just can only be blocked? Okay, so it must be blocked by 2 or more creatures is what Menace is. So I have to put 2 creatures in front of it to block. Obviously, that means if they attack, and I only have 2 creatures to block, they had 3 attackers. So I attack, and I have to double block to block 1. All of them had Menace, so I only could block 1 even though I had 2 blockers. As long as I had 2, like, it was alright. But they saw me play the Yuhira Guard approach and just assumed, alright, I don't have lethal anymore. Alright, Clever Conjurer into Owlbear. And we have a Null Hunter along the way, I didn't even realize. Yep, this is a perfect curve. And it curves straight into Owlbear. So yeah. So they had triple Menace, which meant they could get through without having, like, they only had to worry about 1 block entirely. I'm just gonna sack for the forest now, make them think I'm a less intelligent player. I don't think green actually tells them anything about their decisions. Alright. That's good for me. That's why I should have played the blue, but that one was a mistake. That one was a legitimate mistake on my part. Alright. Priest of Ancient Lore. We're gonna wait, because next turn I can attack with Null Hunter and make turn into a 3-3. So I can also Hand of Vecna equip and just wreck their teeth in pretty hard. They equip the +2 mace. I am happy with their turn. With that turn. I could land Hand of Vecna, equip, get 2 4/4 swinging in. Actually, I think this is going to be a 5/5. Like, look at me. I am the tempo now. I am the tempo now. Yeah, if they pay 3 to equip, that is absolutely amazing for me. If they attack, all the better. Alright. Alright. There we are. Null Captain is now a monster, or Null Hunter. Now I'm just going to leave the Neverwinter Trade in my hand for now. If they play a threat, I could Charm Sleep it, and then just keep cracking through. Alright. I'll re-equip, attack, and Charm Sleep that. Probably. So yeah, they had some... Other than +2 mace, they've had no bad cards. Charm Sleep that now. So here's the thing I'm trying to check. So I'm going to deal 5 damage. Yeah, okay. Pay 1 life for each card in my hand to a re-equip. So now I'm throwing in a few lethals. I can actually re-equip, attack, and then just kind of sit there. With Clever Conjurer, I can just leave this forest in my hand and know that if I draw my 7 drops, I can still play. But yeah, Hand of Vecna is... I heard it was game-winning, and I trust the source that said it, so... 4-3. Glendar's at least pseudo down. I think Spoils of the Hunt makes lethal. Yeah, I have a few ways. I think they have another Charm Sleep, maybe a Minnows Containment, but they're trying to figure out which one to tap down because this one has the hand on it, but this one is the bigger body. Oh, they do it on the hand of Vecna itself. Oh! Tap target creature. I told you, you hear a guard approach is good. I told you it's a good card. Won me 2 games, albeit one of those games because they didn't understand that their creatures had menace. Alright. Well, we got plus gems. This was a game, this was a run that was supposed to go 3 wins, and we're now at 5. And I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Oof. Alright. Island. Intrepid Outlander. Into... Oh, I can actually... So I can Neverwinter Dryad first. No, I think I go for Island first. And depending on their color is whether I'm going to go for Prosperous Innkeeper to do a Neverwinter Dryad to go for health. Alright. I'm going to go Intrepid Outlander just because it doesn't die to the Shambling Ghast in any way. Like to draw a land, but I'm okay if I don't. They attack, I'm happy to see. They Power Word killed a 2-drop. That feels good on my part. I think they did their job. Not drawing the land hurts, but I knew this was a possibility. Please make a treasure. I actually really need that artifact right now. I wonder if they realize that I missed the land drop, and that artifact is actually very painful to lose. Okay. Whew. I feel lucky. Nope. And I have a Spoils that actually allows me to kill the Plundering Barbarian because it gets +1 from the treasure, which is hilarious. How to take the phone? What happened to that other game? I thought it was lost. He made some mistakes. Are we talking about the Hand of Vecna or the one where the creatures had menace? Because if you're talking about the one where the creatures had menace, he just didn't attack. He didn't realize his creatures had menace, and that gave me the victory. Yeah, he just didn't attack, and then I just managed from there, because I got to 7 mana at that point. I just won through working my way through. Alright, let's draw land, please. Unfortunate. One of the cool things is I can attack with Owlbear, and if they do strong defensive blocks, I get Purple Worm. Ah. Well, I'm now in very much trouble because I did not draw lands, and they have bodies. Do I block the Shambling Ghast? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Blocking the shambling gas does not get me any closer to surviving. I have to contact other plane now to get myself lands. I think I use this to tap down their swarming goblins, just to make sure they don't kill me. One, two, three, four, five. Let's see. Next turn, I have a Charmed Sleep and a Spoils of the Hunt. So, fortunately, this is how it's gonna go. And that's assuming things go as I plan. Yep. Every time I got tempoed out, I am glad that I took out a blue dragon, but still. Alright, discard a card. We'll discard... I'm just going to discard the old Gnawbone. Gnawbone doesn't have the... Like, Blue Dragon's actually going to help me survive the next turn. Alright. They're going to Deadly Dispute here. Yep, we are dead on board, but hopefully they actually think I have something. But yeah, this was our second time we were dead on board, and they didn't play knowing. Yep. Got tempoed out. That's all there was to it. Oh well. They had another... Okay, hold up. They had 2 Power Word kills. So, yeah, they did not have a bad deck at all. Yeah. Alright. Whatever. One deck was insane. This deck had really good tempo. And also we didn't draw our lands. So yeah, I think this was an okay... The first loss was my fault. The first loss was definitely my fault. Any changes I would make? Neverwinter Dryad did its job, but like... Its job wasn't that good. I do like it. I do prefer it to Find the Path, I think, still. We didn't have enough to make that worthwhile. Frog Hemoth did not perform as well as I thought it would. Dungeon Map also didn't perform very well. So Dungeon Map probably could have been pulled for another early game. Like, maybe the Boulette as a mid-game sort of finisher. Maybe just put an Arcane Investigator. I think third Neverwinter Dryad would be a mistake. I think that would be a mistake. So probably just a Arcane Investigator, a potential mana sink, and a 2-drop instead of the map. That was probably the decision I needed to make. Oh well. Nonetheless, 5 wins. 5 wins, people. That is plus 100 gems from the cost of starting, plus all the cards, plus 4 booster packs. That's, like, the best outcome. Yeah, 100% worth. 100% worth. Well, note to other people. Make sure you know what your cards do. You don't want to, give away your kill with... You want to know what Menace does. You want to know when you have lethal on board. And you also want to play it out when they have lethal on board. Because sometimes they don't see it. If it looks a little complex, if it's not just I swing with everything, then I say keep playing. Also, Hand of Vecna is amazing. Don't pass up Hand of Vecna. That turned me from a control deck to a tempo deck 2 or 3 times. Won me every time it was in. Like, Hand of Vecna is a good card. Don't deny Hand of Vecna in draft. Just because you don't get the pieces... The other pieces of Vecna, Book of the Dead, not really synergy in this format. The other one is card draw, but like, how many decks can pay life to card draw? That sort of stuff. Anyways, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day.